Okay, so the only reason I listened to it initially was because like I was like, oh, there's a song called Mo Bamba out there. I have to listen to this, and I didn't like it at first, and then I listened to it like 20 more times.
We in. Viewer's Choice spoiler episode for February, the month of my birth.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Yeah, I think it's pretty... I'm glad that this won, because I think that this movie is both good enough to say good things about and bad enough to say bad things about. And
I wish it was more of either.
I don't think that What Men Want would have had enough.
I wish it was
things.
worse, or I wish it was better. I think that it would yield a better episode.
You just said you were excited.
I was kidding.
We had a pretty good conversation on the way home from the movies last night. We're talking about Isn't It Romantic, which you guys chose to win. Welcome.
They might have chosen.
I mean, most of you chose it. It won in a
People
landslide.
could be watching this in the future.
True.
It could be alien hamsters.
We are talking about Isn't It Romantic?
Learn about human
film
culture.
With which the people up to this point in time, majority voted to be the episode for this month.
It was a landslide.
Yeah, it was a landslide. It was like 87%.
People took their love and they took it down. They climbed the mountain and turned around and said, "Isn't it romantic? Should win this poll." I feel like I said a majority of my thoughts last night after.
Here's the thing about that is that we didn't have any microphones recording you, so I'm the only one who's heard those things. Mm-hmm. So just say them again, and I'll pretend I've never heard them before.
Okay, first off, we both saw this movie last night fairly late because there wasn't a lot of showtimes around here, even in LA, which is kind of weird, right? Because it is a pretty big release. Is it not slated for a wide release yet? Is that why?
No, I think it was. So the problem was like there was a 2:20 showing. And I think we both got home between 2 and 3. Mm-hmm. And the next showing at the closest movie theater to us wasn't until 9:40. Which is weird. Where's the the 6 to 8 time? You know what I mean? Somewhere in there.
Yeah, but yeah, there was where are the rest of the movie times? But there was the 9:20 and there was another one at like 10:40 after that. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, there was a really late
show times.
Yeah.
9:40, 10:40. On top of that, when we got there, like the entire, we realized as we were ordering our tickets that the entire place
seats
was
next
packed.
to each other.
Yeah, the entire place was packed.
Yeah. Yo, can we shout out that theater? Theater was raucous.
The theater or like the audience?
The audience in the theater were feeling this movie.
Strangely enough, yes.
They loved it.
Strangely enough, yes, they were. Like
loved this movie.
This movie is fine. For all those that are wondering whether or not you should see the movie and, you watch this.
Do you like
episode,
rom-coms? Go see it.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Rebel Wilson.
Do you like laughing?
If you saw the trailer and you're like, oh, that looks like a movie.
See, the thing was like when I saw the trailer, I was like, that could be pretty good or it could suck. I didn't see it and go, that's going to be great. That was kind of like, I could tell that was out of the picture.
This is like why I say like I wish it was worse or I wish it was better, because I feel like this episode itself is not going to be very much of a service to anyone. That's like it's like, do you like the trailer? Go see the movie, I guess. Like it's
no. We got some ideas about it. You also love talking about how bad an episode is going to be before it starts. You do it all the time.
It's my thing. It's my shtick.
You got to set expectations low.
Yeah.
So that if they are exceeded, we did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, this
if you movie, want positivity, you're going to have to find it.
No, that's what I'm here for. That's my job. I'm the yin to your yang. Or which one's good? Is one of them good? I don't know anything about yin and yang.
Well, you see, I don't really know either.
Cool. Okay, this movie is called Isn't It Romantic? It is starring Rebel Wilson, Liam Hemsworth, Adam Devine. Devine? Right?
Yeah, Adam Devine.
He's not like Adam Levine.
Do you think it should be Devine? Adam Devine?
I don't know. Oh, there's only one letter difference. Priyanka Chopra, Betty Gilpin, Brandon Scott Jones. Directed by Todd Strauss Skolson. This is
written by?
There's a few people in there, I think. It's one of those team efforts.
It's a crew.
Screenplay, Aaron Cardillo. Dana Fox. Katie Silberman. Story by Aaron Cardillo. All ladies. Good work, ladies.
How should we start this?
Tell me what you liked about it.
Okay, what I liked about it, I thought that Rebel Wilson's performance is
I think
charismatic.
I think in general the performances are good.
Mhm.
Just across the board, charming and funny.
Mhm.
Charming and funny performances.
Mhm. I would say that there's at least like a superficial sense of cleverness about the movie. You know, like there is some thought with the writing.
One of the
and
first
some-
things that you said when we walked, first you said something like, "Were we in?" How did you phrase it? You phrased the theater thing really weird when we walked out.
Okay.
You thought we were being punked or something.
Okay, so the movie itself is a fine experience. It's okay. The theater, like if you judged the movie off
Based
of
on the movie,
the audience,
it'd be the best movie ever.
The
It'd be the
reaction-
funniest comedy of all time.
the entire
People were
audience.
clapping, literally clapping. People were putting their hands up in the sky in celebration.
I was literally
Hooping
during
and hollering.
during the guess what? She kisses the love interest at the end.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Guess what?
Wow.
See,
Unexpected.
okay, what I just did was basically Rebel Wilson throughout the entire movie. Okay, but
Just without
when
the
that
accent.
happened, when she kisses fucking Adam Devine at the end of the movie, some dude literally raised his hands up.
Yep.
There were people clapping
Yep.
at jokes.
Yep.
Clapping at jokes.
There was
raucous
like,
laughter.
when the actor who's playing the gay best friend trope, when he literally would show up on screen before he spoke, people would cheer and go, "Oh, here it comes!" Like they'd be like, "Oh yeah," they'd get excited for whatever he was about to do because he was really funny. He was a very funny character.
But
like the amount of outward excitement towards this movie from this audience was crazy.
Strange.
And it made
was
me,
kind of
because you brought it up
absurd.
as we walked out, and I was like, yeah, I thought about it too while we were watching it, how crazy it was. But then I was like, are we in the wrong? Are we wrong?
Are we the weirdos?
Are we wrong for not having felt that way about this movie?
No.
For not being swooped up in the joy that everyone was feeling?
I found it fine. I just
Yeah, I had a
like
good time,
Hey,
but-
I don't remember the last time that I've seen a movie where I was like clapping.
I will.
At
I will
jokes,
use.
you
I will
know?
sometimes at the end of a movie, when a movie ends, I'll give it a little clap if I really, good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
No, but I said walking out of that movie, I was like, was that like that audience was like a romantic comedy movie version of what a movie
Yeah.
audience would be.
That is the audience that would have been an audience in the movie
Right.
if they had gone to see a movie.
It's like if fucking you know how like there was like stories and videos of fucking like Kim Jong Un's funeral or whatever, Kim Jong Il's funeral,
And everyone had to cry
and
and
everyone
shit?
had to cry like in order to, that it's like that entire audience had to laugh.
They were being forced to
Yeah.
laugh at everything. I don't know, man. Maybe it's us.
I was like
don't
laying
know.
in bed last night. I was like, were they part of the movie? were they extras?
Like every time, everywhere you go around the world to see this movie, there's like 20 people there planted to just cheer. That'd be weird. It's the opposite of a smear campaign. A cheer campaign. Nailed it.
Got it.
Got there. So it's like, is there anything besides performances that you really enjoy?
I mean, like I would say that the premise of the movie, like
It's a fun premise.
I wanted Isn't It Romantic to win. I said what men want. I said I wanted.
Can't trust him.
You can't trust me. You really can't. I wanted Isn't It Romantic
Yeah,
to
I did
win
too.
because I was more excited
Yep.
for it, and the premise of the movie seemed more interesting to me.
Yep, I agree.
I really enjoy the premise, and I think that
Well, you love
it
stuff
doesn't-
that's meta, but one of the things you said was it's overly meta. It's an example of being too meta.
Well, I don't even think that like it's bad. Like its faults are being too meta. I just think that it
Wait.
was
Pause your thought. We should explain what meta means. I don't know if everyone knows what meta means.
okay. Have we talked about it before?
I
feel
don't
like
know.
We might have. Every episode is someone's new episode.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The first episode,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So meta is basically like self-referential, whatever.
Humor.
Within
Well, not always humor,
It's not always
but
humor.
Deadpool is very meta. Dan Harmon stuff can be pretty meta.
But like
Community
within
and
the
Rick and Morty.
the world of the narrative itself, the character is aware that they
Yes.
exist, and they're aware that it's a movie or whatever the medium is.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not always like fourth wall breaks or literally like Rebel Wilson in this movie where she's directly addressing the fact that she's in a romantic comedy. It's not always that blatant. It's often
Right.
more subtle than that.
Right.
I mean, I think you could even argue that Russ Cole is kind of meta.
Really?
I think maybe.
Why would you say that?
I feel like I just feel like his like over the top takes on the world reference the themes of the show so pinpointedly that it's almost like he's aware of what he's in. You know what I mean?
I would disagree with you. I don't really find
No?
anything meta about Russ Cole.
Right.
But shows that are meta, fucking Family Guy, very meta. Rick and Morty, very, very meta. Anything that Dan Harmon basically
Episodes
is a
of
part of.
Community.
Yeah. Hot Tub Time Machine.
What is this? Some kind of hot tub time machine?
But yeah, it's usually like when we say meta, we are referring to the self-aware
Yeah.
parts of the movie itself, and that's something that Isn't It Romantic has
That's the whole point of
in
the movie.
plenty.
It's
Like,
what the movie's about, basically.
Yeah, the premise of the movie is its meta-ness.
Yeah.
But just because something is meta doesn't make it good, right? And I don't.
Which I think some people don't realize that. I think there's this weird thing, and you know how Rick and Morty fans can be, the worst kind of. So, I mean, no offense if you like Rick and Morty, it's it's not for me, but people love it, and I get it.
Yeah.
But sometimes Rick and Morty fans are really annoying, and I think that that's like the kind of person that is basically like, if anything is ever meta, that means it's smart.
Right.
And that's not true.
Right.
There's things still need to be executed well.
Well, and being meta with your work is really self-indulgent. I mean,
Yeah,
so crossing over from a different Dan Harmon project narrative, right? Abed, when he's making his film in Community, right?
Yeah.
It's like literally, it's a film about a director
Making a film.
about a director,
Yeah.
and it's like he plays he's like,
Well, they're making
Yes.
fun of the idea of making stuff that's meta.
of creators having a god complex, and it's a
Great episode.
there's a pattern of that happening with amongst a lot of creators that deem themselves like superior and that have like a little bit of a, they're self-absorbed, fucking.
And
Orson
weirdly,
Welles.
like I think like Dan Harmon would agree with you saying that.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm really fucking smart."
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about the meta-ness of the movie. I just thought we should explain meta. So
Right.
the movie is meta to the extreme. It doesn't stop.
And that can be fine. I don't have a problem with things being incredibly meta. Like I enjoy Deadpool. But the problem with Isn't It Romantic is that it falls on its own premises sword, if that makes any sense. So normally when you have like a parody movie like Isn't It Romantic is supposed to be, right? The point of the parody is to expose the tropes and the patterns within the genre itself, or the normal narratives that it's portraying, right, and making fun of and poking fun at. But
you're still
a majority of the
doing
time, you're still occupying the same space, and you're still serving the same function to the audience, right? So I brought this up last night about how Bobcat Goldthwait, who you guys might know him. I think he played either Pain or Panic in the Hercules movie. Right?
Good pool.
Right. I feel like that's
I'll double check.
what most people would know him from. but he was a stand-up comedian. But when he first started up doing stand-up comedy, he wasn't trying to do stand-up comedy. He was trying to make fun of it. He was trying to make fun of the idea of stand-up comedy. But while he was doing it, he realized that he had to have all of the skills, the patterns, the rhythms that a normal stand-up comic would have, right? And ended up
Yeah, dude.
basically being a stand-up comic. But a lot of people...
His name's also Bobcat.
Yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Pretty crazy.
He's also a really good director now. He makes pretty good movies. But and a lot of people will use that argument to say that that's why a movie is bad. Like a lot of people said, "Oh, well, Deadpool's making fun of all these things, but it's just
still
using
doing
the same.
it, yeah.
It's using the same story structure as a lot of other Marvel movies." But I don't have a problem with that, right? As long as it's serving the same function, right? So, like the people that watch Deadpool are the same people that would most likely like Captain America.
I like Deadpool, but that actually is kind of something that bothered me a little bit about it.
That it was like, do you feel like that kind of contradicted itself?
Yeah,
like,
it's exactly that. It contradicts itself.
I'm okay with that. Like I don't think that. I think that the function of the movie, right, is entertain.
Yeah, every movie.
And I think it does that. I don't think every.
Actually, that's not true. Like, is Roma meant to entertain, or is it meant to be beautiful?
Anyway, so isn't it romantic, right? And I compared, right, contrasted. Isn't it romantic with something that we both love in American Vandal? American Vandal has a very high concept premise that it falls upon, right? Where it is a mockumentary, as a Netflix mockumentary crime drama, right? And it has a premise. There's literally just a one-line joke of
who drew the dicks.
Exactly. Hashtag who drew the dicks, right? That premise, right, is the thing that leads you into, it gets you to the show. It gets you into watching the first episode and potentially through the entirety of the first episode. But in order for your, whether it's TV or movies, however long your project is, you have to transcend that original premise. You have to provide more of a substance of that, past that premise, in order for it to be good.
So you're saying in American Vandal, they have to surpass who drew the dicks.
So
it can't just be the joke.
Right. So if the entirety of American Vandal, especially over a fucking 8 episode, like 8 hours of material, basically, if the entirety of American Vandal was just
silly
fucking jokes about who drew of dick, if it was just dick jokes, we wouldn't love it as much.
No, definitely
because
not.
The thing is, when
American Vandal is gripping.
Yeah. The thing is, once that premise falls away, you are left with a gripping crime drama, even though it's making fun of other crime dramas. And fucking ridiculous procedurals and whatever. But Isn't It Romantic has a problem with using the same joke over and over again.
It's just Rebel Wilson being
very one note.
This trope is happening to me. I don't like it. Now this trope is happening to me. I'm going to complain about it.
The exemplary fucking moment for me when I was just like, okay, just
enough
stop.
Of this,
right? Like, I mean, it was towards the end of the movie, but like I had already been feeling it but like, if just the snapshot of fucking the what exhibited it for me the most was when she was running slow motion to go stop a wedding, and she goes slow mo. This sucks.
And I think that's also like a weird pile-on. Like, not only have we been getting hit in the face with the same joke over and over, but also every Rebel Wilson movie makes that joke of making her do some sort of like physical thing and her complain about it.
Right.
So it's like this weird double slap in the face that we're getting.
Yeah. There are... How many times did you actually like laugh out loud in that movie?
A few. I laughed out loud a good amount.
I'd probably say like 2 or 3.
Definitely when the gay best friend guy was on screen. He was very funny.
Yeah.
Liam Hemsworth had me a few times. Adam Devine will always get me. He's a super funny dude.
There's a little bit of like...
I actually really liked her best friend, but not when she was her enemy.
When he was in the real world,
Like in the beginning of the movie with her, but I was like, she's really just charming.
As fucking contradictory as this sounds, because it doesn't. I probably wouldn't have been able to see the movie if this existed, but like I want an entire movie of just her in the real world.
Yeah.
It was so much more compelling.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it so much more. Even just the this part at the beginning where like there was like the montage of her complaining about romantic comedy tropes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I was like
It was long. It was a long bit.
yeah, it was a long bit, but it was towards the beginning of the movie, and plus like everything around it. Like I don't know if you noticed, like there was like small stuff that they were doing in the real world that I was like, this is weird, and I haven't seen it. Like I wouldn't expect this from a big romantic comedy with fucking
A
Rebel
Valentine's Day
Wilson's.
release rom-com.
So, like, it was there was shit that was like shot handheld.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a lot of a lot of I don't want to say grit, but like there was like
well,
a
they made it
grunginess to
look uglier.
Yeah,
That was like the whole point. They made
and I loved it.
and especially they did it a lot with set design and stuff.
Mhm.
A lot of like the streets of New York looked gross, and the people were everyone was mean to her.
But beyond that, right? Like beyond the just the aesthetic of things looking uglier,
Mhm.
right? The feeling is more authentic, right? I like her relationship with her coworker, her female coworker. I bought that.
Yeah, it was great.
I fucking.
I think that
really
was the best
enjoyed it.
relationship of the movie.
I agree with you. Like I didn't. There was a lot of certain times where I wanted. I wouldn't even say more, but like I just wasn't buying the relationship between Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because there's already been precedent for them to have really
they've
good
been
chemistry.
they've been in Pitch Perfect together, and they were a couple in Pitch Perfect movies.
Yeah. But the relationship between her and her coworker, I really enjoyed
it was
that.
great.
The stuff with her dog and like living in her apartment, like I bought it more. It was just more authentic. There's like, even though you could make things look more ugly, it could still come off as plastic in the sense that it doesn't resonate with you. And it's a big problem that I have with movies lately, is them just not resonating with me because I don't buy them as authentic. Even if and when I talk about authenticity, I'm not talking about like I can watch a movie about aliens, I can watch sci-fi, I can watch a fucking cartoon, and I still buy it as authentic.
Verisimilitude.
Yeah, exactly. Like the suspension
It's one of the most
disbelief.
important things in storytelling.
Yeah, but like, and
Establishing the assumed world.
and I would say the biggest problem with Isn't It Romantic is that. So for the 2/3 or half
It's
of
a
the
lot
movie,
of the movie, yeah.
that is in the fake world, in her fucking extraordinary world.
Yeah.
It's not believable. Like, and it
brought this up last night, and I kind of said, I countered it with the devil's advocate idea of, what if that's the point?
True.
And then that's not what resonated with you.
But I still think that you can get that point across and have it be you can have it can be Groundhog Day. Like you can have something where you're like, okay, this is out of the ordinary, and this isn't like Groundhog Day is not really a good example. But you can have an existence that is completely fake and over the top that I can still buy,
Matrix.
and I can still be Matrix, maybe. Yeah. Matrix is a pretty good example because it's crazy. Like the style of the Matrix. Nobody fucking is walking around with fucking
trench coats,
leather trench coats.
It's black sunglasses at night.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about like how the role would be different if Will Smith was in Matrix, like it was intended?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty weird, right?
Yeah, it's really strange.
Would he be like an even bigger star, or would Matrix have not landed?
Yeah, what if it like Keanu Reeves was the
And like this is the kicker for me. Like, would the John Wick movies exist?
Or would Will Smith be in the John
Would Will
Wick
Smith
movies?
be playing Aladdin with Blueface? I don't know, man.
Would Keanu Reeves
Oh my god.
be the genie? Would Keanu Reeves be the genie in Aladdin?
Oh my god. I'll grant you a wish.
What else can we say of worth about Isn't It Romantic?
Of worth. I don't know. There's music in it. They sing. It's very manufactured, though. Does that turn you off in musical scenes of things? Like, this movie isn't a musical, but they do a bit about how in rom-coms, they do the thing with all the random ladies sing back up to her, and that's funny. That bit is really good.
Yeah.
I liked that scene, but also I just get really turned off when musical scenes in movies sound super manufactured. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you can like tell everybody's lip syncing and stuff.
Yeah, and like for people who have been in musicals before, Rebel Wilson and Adam Devine are horrible at lip syncing.
Yeah,
they're really bad at it.
But how much does that fall on them, and then how much is that? How much of that is the creators, the filmmakers, and stuff?
True. I just want every musical scene in every movie with music to be filmed Les Mis style forever. They sing it live, baby.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have Moulin Rouge.
From now on. Moulin Rouge 2 will be that way.
Fucking Singing in the Rain wasn't like that.
That's true.
There's so many good a majority of musicals.
Right.
West Side Story
I just really admire that the Les Mis thing.
It's really cool.
It's incredible. It's so hard.
But you have to like fucking reverse engineer your entire production around that.
They literally had earpieces in an orchestra in another room, and they would pipe in the orchestra into their earpieces.
But you also like casting.
Yeah,
you have to be able to.
Well,
cast.
that's part of it. Like how talented those. And as much shit as Russell Crowe gets I was never like distracted by Russell Crowe's singing voice.
Yeah,
it was fine to me.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like a weird vibrato, I guess, but like it never bothered me. And he's acting his ass off in that movie. But yeah. Anyway, the music thing kind of bothered me. And it's not that it was bad. It's just the manufacturer thing. I'm like, it could be better. You know what I mean?
Did you? Okay, so you've seen Jumanji, right?
I really like Jumanji.
The latest Jumanji.
I've seen both Jumanjis.
Okay, you've seen both Jumanjis.
Welcome to the Jungle.
But Jumanji, Welcome to Jungle with Kevin Hart and The Rock.
I really like that movie.
Most specifically,
way better than I was expecting.
Most specifically, Jack Black.
Yes.
Right. You like Jack Black?
Yeah, I thought he was hysterical in that movie.
See, like when I saw the gay best friend in Is It Romantic, it reminded me a lot of Jack Black's character in Jumanji, where I'm just like, really? It's this bit? Like that's what I thought, and like people still love it. Like I still found it funny.
A funny bit, man.
I still found it funny, but I was just kind of like, I don't know. Like I don't know.
That's the thing. Like,
dude, I hate this. I don't like this.
You don't like what?
I don't like how cynical I'm coming off about this movie. It's
well,
fine. It's a fine movie.
It's just a matter of not everything's gonna land for everybody.
Yeah, but like when I catch myself coming into like I don't want to be that guy on this show. I don't want to be the cynic of the show.
But let's be honest.
But it's just there's a pattern of it that's
like,
come up, and
you could show me like 90 movies, and I would be like 85 and be like, yeah, I like that. I enjoyed that movie. Mm-hmm. Unless you show me like Spring Breakers like 90 times. Or Batman vs Superman 90 times. Then I would just be the most angry person in the world.
I just have a habit of it.
Well, actually, I thought about this because when you said some of this stuff after the movie, I was like, a lot of it just did. Like, I feel like I don't analyze things on first watches. It's just not in my nature, and I don't want to because I honestly feel like it ruins the experience. I don't like sitting through something the first time I've seen it and thinking like, how is this being made? What are the decisions that went into this? What is working and not working? I like to watch the whole thing, have the experience, feel the way I feel about it, and then try to figure out afterward why I felt that way. Because then I don't feel like I'm corrupting my own experience.
I mean, I think that's the best way to approach movies. This is the healthiest way to approach movies. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can help it. I'm not sure if I can help.
I get it. Because sometimes I do it too, where I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Random idea pops in my head. I'm like, no, push that aside until later.
Right.
Stay in the moment with the movie.
Yeah.
I'm very good at letting a movie take me where it wants me to go.
Right.
I don't know if that's an actual skill that you can be good at, but maybe I'm just really gullible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm cool with it.
I mean, I would still say that like I like a majority of the movies that I watch. If I saw Isn't It Romantic just like on Netflix and stuff, I would be like, oh, I enjoyed that movie. Like it was pretty
Dude,
funny.
speaking of
love it.
Netflix, I just rewatched Edge of 17 because it just came out. That movie's so fucking great.
It's good.
Oh my, I fucking love that movie. I saw it in movie theaters, 2 years ago when it came out.
I've heard good things about
It's
it.
so good. You'd love it, I think. I think you'd really like it. Woody Harrelson?
She says fuck, right?
Yeah, of course. Woody Harrelson? Oh my god, he's so good in it.
Well, I mean, it's rated R. Like
Yeah.
not a lot of movies.
No, she
like
says
that
fuck
are-
several times.
Not a lot of movies are like that, right? Like
A lot of like coming of age. I think it's a more of a thing now. I would say in the last like maybe since like the Spectacular Now-ish, I'll call it the Spectacular Now era
right.
of coming of age movies, of high school movies about high school people sort of discovering who they are and what they want to do and who they want to be. You've gotten a lot more movies that are just way more realistic, I would say. Like Lady Bird is kind of like that too, where it's just very like this is like real people. It's not fake ideas of what high school kids are like. It's like how my mom, when she found out that my sisters knew cuss words when they were in middle school, it baffled her. But it's like,
They
no,
do?
kids learn how to say fuck and what fuck is when they're in like third grade. Like it's not a big deal.
Yeah, sometimes I think about that. Like I mean, you have been faced with this for since you've had younger siblings, right? But like I'm the youngest of 6.
Mm-hmm.
You're the oldest
Of
of
5.
of million.
5. You have more siblings than me. Just because they're half siblings doesn't mean they don't count, man.
That's 3. I have 3 whole siblings. 6 have siblings. Or 5. All 6 of us all together. That's 3.
There's this misconception that I have more siblings than I have because my cousins were always at my house too growing up.
Oh right.
So it seems like I have like 5 siblings,
Right.
or 6 other siblings,
right.
but I only have 4 siblings.
And you're like, but you're also like
We're pretty close in age. My
clumped
sisters
together.
are twins, and they're 9 years younger than me. They're my youngest siblings.
Right.
It's me and my brother are 3 years. My next brother is 7, and then my sisters are 9.
Right.
Younger than me.
What was it there? Oh, okay. Like, I don't know how often you think about this, but like about the effect that you have on people, like younger people in your family that may or may not look up to you.
No, I think
it's something that I think about.
It's
especially with this podcast.
You think about it. You don't have any younger siblings.
So I don't think about younger siblings, but I have a niece and
Oh yeah, that's
nieces
true.
and nephew.
And they watch.
And one, I don't know how to say nieces and nephew. You know what I mean? It's like kind of a weird.
Yeah, why isn't there a catch-all term?
Yeah. Because you can't just like you could just say cousin.
You could say I'm an uncle.
Yeah.
I'm an uncle to several
To
children.
several.
I have uncled several children.
That's a fucking Dwight Schrute quote right there.
Yeah. No,
Dwight, are you sure that you can that you can handle babysitting for this
I
for
can
2
handle it,
hours?
Jim. I have uncled several children. Then he pulls out his weird book of German poems. Teaches them how to make hay barrels and stuff.
Isn't there a Dwight quote that he's like in the Schrute family, the youngest raises the rest of the siblings.
Yeah.
So I've been
I think
good
this
at
is like I've been
parenting since I was a baby.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, you just as in terms of thinking about the perception of people who look up to you, younger people who look up to you.
Yeah,
I've thought that's been part of my thought process my entire life.
right.
I've never not been like that. I think that was like a big reason of why I was. What's the opposite of a troublemaker?
Goody two shoes.
Yes, that's why I was like such a goody two shoes growing up, through like middle school and high school and stuff. Then I went to college. I was still a goody two shoes, but I was a dropout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Other bad thing about Isn't It Romantic is
Mm-hmm.
like it just like every time I think the title Isn't It Romantic, I think of Alanis Morissette. I don't know about you.
No.
Isn't it romantic?
Isn't it wonderful?
It's like rain.
Wait, that's part of that song?
Isn't it ironic?
Oh. No, of course I don't think that's not the words.
It's close.
Sure. Syllables are right. is like rain. Is da 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 like the most romantic comedy song that exists?
1,000
Making
miles?
my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing, I'm home. Is it called Homebound?
No, it's called 1,000 Miles.
Oh, that makes sense because I'd walk 1,000 miles just to see you.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's a good song.
I literally just watched a video of Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic like doing a name that
oh
song
yeah, I
challenge.
watched that. The whisper challenge.
Is that what a whisper
Were they wearing
challenge is?
headphones?
No.
Oh, this is different.
This is
I
different.
saw one of them
They're-
doing the whisper challenge.
They're both sharing a pair of headphones.
and they have to name the song.
And they have to name the song. And Luca's awful at it because all they did was play 90s songs.
He was a baby.
And
He was a baby.
he wasn't even born yet.
He was a baby.
Yeah, he was born in 2000, right?
Is he the same age as my brother? How old is he? 19? No, I think he was born in 1999. No, he was born in 1999 because I know for a fact that Isaac Bonga is the youngest player in the NBA, and he was born in 1999 because I just saw this.
Right.
And that next year, the first people born in the 2000s will be in the NBA.
Right, but
no, I just saw this.
either
Okay.
way-
You
either
just
way-
freaked me out.
A majority of the 90s
No, yeah.
existed before
he existed.
Luca existed.
Yeah.
And yeah, the entire time Dirk was just naming these songs, like even ones that I had never heard of.
Mm-hmm. Did they play any like weird German songs? Or
No, it was
Slovenian songs?
No, it was mostly like American pop songs from the 90s. But like I wanted them to throw in like
They play some Smash Mouth?
throw in like a Mo Bamba. You know what I mean? I want to see Dirk's reaction to that.
He probably knows it. They played in every arena he goes to.
Mm-hmm. I would think so.
Yeah, I think.
It's so weird.
How old Dirk is?
No, I was going to talk about Mo Bamba. It's
It's a shitty song.
hey, let's chill out. Would you rather?
Listen, like be objective.
Would
If it
you
wasn't about
rather-
someone on the Magic.
No, I would still enjoy it. So the only reason I listened to it initially was because like I was like, oh, there's a song called Mo Bamba out there. I have to listen to this, and I didn't like it at first, and then I listened to it like 20 more times. And that
So
grew.
you did like that thing that people tell you to do with beer when you don't like it, when they're like, "No, you'll get used to it. Just keep drinking it."
Mo Bamba's an acquired taste.
Mo Bamba is beer. Mo Bamba sucks.
He's
The
hurt.
not
man.
the
Give him
player
a
has
rest.
potential.
Give him
The
a
song
rest.
sucks.
Look, we got Kem Birch playing better now.
Stop it. We're wrapping this up. I'm calling it. It's done. This is a spoiler episode, and isn't it romantic? It's over. What are we doing next week?
Isn't it romantic as the Kem Birch of romantic comedies?
That seems like a really big insult.
Chill out. Kem Birch is serviceable.
Oh my god. You know what next week is?
What is next week?
How to Train Your Motherfucking Dragon.
Oh, are we doing that?
Fuck yeah, we are. Oh my god, I love these movies. I'm so hyped for the third one. Third and final.
Until the fourth one.
How to Train Your Dragon 4. We meant to stop, but we couldn't. More dragons came. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like you would think that things like would result you'd leave it in threes or whatever,
Yeah.
but like Toy Story 3.
They said it was done, and then they were like, nah, see how much money we made?
Yeah.
The new one looks good, though. I'm into it. We got, like, gangster Bo Peep and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to beat people up with their cane. Mm-hmm. That is an eye roll.
No, it's Toy Story. Like that eye roll is like, well, it's obviously going to be good. And I'm not
But
being sarcastic.
I'll ask you
It's
this.
fucking Pixar.
I'll ask you
They're
this.
geniuses.
I'll ask you this. Will the person who appears to be a good guy be the villain?
I don't know.
I feel like they got to stop.
Or like, do they adapt? Does Pixar know that now? And
They
do
pull an okey doke?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come back next week. Doing How to Train Your Dragon.
You know what movie kind of didn't do that?
What?
This isn't really a spoiler.
Mhm. Careful. Tell me after.
Okay.
Yeah, come back next week. How to Train Your Dragon. We if we can get our hands on the other ones, we'll talk about all three. You haven't seen. You're not sure if you've seen the second one. We got to track him down.
Is Kit Harington in the second one?
Yes.
I think I've seen it.
Okay, we'll track him down anyway because I want to watch it.
Either that or I just had a dream of Kit Harington.
Training a dragon.
Yeah.
But that could actually happen.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is the end of the episode. Nice. Yeah.
The Chris and Kyle Show. The Chris and Kyle Show.
Find the Chris and Kyle Show on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. I said that already. On all podcasting platforms, like, share, rate, review. Find tcaks Pod on Twitter. We'll put a new poll up in a couple weeks for March. We got to look and see what movies are coming out and see what options we'll have. Captain Marvel comes out next month, but we'll definitely do that one. Find Chris, chrismichaelstott.com. Website, check out his scripts. Find him on Instagram, Chris Michael Stott. Find me, DavinWell25. Twitter and Instagram. You can find all these links down in the... I've always wanted to say this because we're on YouTube and people do this on YouTube. In the doobly-doo. That's a thing. Oh, yeah, it's cool. People
It's the
say it.
thing?
Yeah, the doobly-doo. The description. People call it a doobly-doo. Don't know why.
People or like one person?
No, it's people. It's people. It's definitely people.
People or like Matt Colville?
He does it, but other people also do it. It's
Name
not
one
just
other
him.
person.
Cowboy Viking. Boom roasted.
That's a made up thing.
No, it's not,
You're
dude.
making that up.
No, it's not.
You're
He's
making
like a
shit up.
historian YouTuber.
Oh, Cowboy Viking. I can hamster surfboard.
Wait, hamster surfing? That sounds cool.
Has nothing to do with that,
I'm
dude.
just
You
saying
obviously
it sounds-
you're obviously aren't well versed
Just
in
saying
YouTube
it
channels.
sounds cool. Yeah. Peace out. We'll see you. We out.
We out. Stay weird.
Hamster surfing.